it's Betsy, and today we have a fun video. We're going to be doing a review over the BK Beauty brushes. Now, I purchased both of these sets myself, and I was super excited to get them. So I have the Brit Clarke bundle right here, and then I also have the Essential Eye bundle. Now, BK Beauty is a brand started by Lisa J. She is a YouTuber, and they are based in Texas. They do a lot of giving back to the local community, so it is very awesome. Now, I did want to mention that I did pay for both of these myself. I paid for all these brushes out of my own pocket, and I am a bit of a brush connoisseur. I have so many brushes, it's not even funny. When I go to wash them all, they take up a whole 4x6 table in my kitchen area of my shop because I hate washing brushes, and I typically don't use the same brush all the time, but I have been with these. These are very good. They're vegan and cruelty free, and we'll talk about the eye brush set first. Again, I purchased these with my own money. They regularly go for $85, but they're on sale for $80 right now. And it comes with 5 brushes. And first off, you have the 201, which is pretty much your standard blender brush. It is nice and soft and very, very easy to work with. And I have used these in probably at least the last week's worth of videos, and they are so good. They're nice and dense and soft at the same time. So the 201 is just your great basic fluffy crease brush. Then we have I'm trying to do these in order. The 202, which is still a fluffy crease brush, but if you notice, the tip is a little bit more pointed. So this is a great brush if you have like hooded eyes, because it really gets into that crease area, and it also gives you a little bit more precision. So say you used a transition shade and you're wanting just to deepen it up some, the 202 brush is a great brush for that. Next up is the 203, and this is just typical smudger, like a shader brush. It is nice and round and dense, and this is great for really adding on. I mean, you can see that I still have color on it. I used it today for this eye look, but this brush is really great for deepening up your outer crease and applying like a little bit lighter shadow under your eye, because it really blends out nicely. These are those ZC palettes, the Alice in Wonderland one. I'm going to dip into this. This is what I used today. Going back and reusing those, if you don't apply a lot of color, they work really good. So as you can see, it really helps diffuse that shadow. See how easily that just blended that out? But it doesn't fluff it out too much. Like, see, this is the 201. I'm going to dip into the same shade to kind of show you. So you can see with the 201, it fluffs out your color where it diffuses a lot more. So you see how much more area that takes up, and you can see that there's a bit more depth here, and that's just me barely rubbing them on my hands. So next up is the 204, and this is one of my favorite brushes. This is the perfect brush to really get into your lower lash line and add some depth. That is my favorite use of this brush, and I have used it on every single eye look I have done since I have gotten these brushes. So that's the 204 brush. Next up is, last but not least, is the 205. This is another one of those kind of a shader brush, but it's more of an angled brush, and it really helps kind of work your shadow. This, I'm working it in the middle, but you see how nice and soft that looks, but it still has color to it. And this is from, I don't remember what look I did that had the red eyeshadow with it, but it's still got the red, Friday's or Saturday's look. And I used it again to pack into that outer V. It is a great brush for that. So they really do feel extremely luxurious. These are on par with the density and the feeling of, like, trying to think of which brand is really on par with these. To me, these have a lot of the same density and feeling of the Artiste brushes, because Artiste is a synthetic fiber brush and they really do blend beautifully, but they're not super high priced. Now, I still love a good natural hair brush. I love my Sigma brushes and stuff like that, but I have been really, really impressed with these. So next up is the Brit Clarke bundle. Again, it is a bundle of 5 brushes. It goes for $95, and Kate the Great just came out with a bundle as well, which I will probably order, that is $95. But Brit Clarke's bundle is going to be on all the way through the end of September. So you have a choice of 2 different foundation brushes. You have the choice of the 101 contoured foundation brush, which is what I got, and the 106 round foundation brush, which I do not have. But I will tell you, this 101 contoured foundation brush applies foundation so well, and I have been using this over picking up my beauty sponge, which says something. I have really been loving this. It just applies foundation beautifully. It glides across the skin, and the shape works really well. And like, it doesn't, you know, some foundation brushes, whenever you go to use them on your skin, you know how it kind of almost feels like it catches and drags. And me, as a woman who is 37 years old, you know, I don't want anything dragging my skin, because I like my skin and I want to keep it from getting more wrinkles than they already have. So I really love this foundation brush. Next up is the 104, and this is a tapered powder brush. And what I've used this for, because the shape of this works really well for this, is taking and making sure like my bronzer, blush, highlight are really blended in. I love the shape of this brush for it. It is nice and soft, and it doesn't shed any hairs. And as you can see, the size of this, or at least for my cheek, whenever I do this on my cheek, it covers pretty much the whole bronzer, blush, highlight area. So this works perfectly to make sure everything's nice and melded together. So I really like this brush. Then there's a couple of brushes that are in the Essential Eye brush, but I'm glad that they're doubles, which is the 201, which is the blended crease brush, which is this one right here that did that demo. Again, works great. And then the 202, which is the defined crease brush. Again, if you have hooded eyes or older eyes, being able to get into that area is a heaven sent. And then last but not least is the pencil blender brush, the 207, which again is great for getting under the eyes. But one of the things I love a good dense pencil brush like this for is taking and applying my inner corner highlight, because it keeps it right in that area where I want it to be. Because sometimes whenever you use a brush that's too soft, it applies it well out of the zone that you want it to be. So this really does help. And there's a, as I said, I'm probably going to order the Kate the Great bundle, and I want to order at least another one of the 204 brushes. I love that little brush. But all in all, these brushes are amazing. Very good quality, not super expensive. I mean, they're something that I think will last you a very long time. The way that they're attached, the ferrules are attached, they're made really well. The handles feel nice and smooth and luxurious. So I am very, very happy to have these. Now, if you do order these, especially like Brit Clarke's bundle or Kate the Great's bundle, I would recommend using their code. I don't have a code. I'm not that big of an influencer. Not that I really feel like I'm an influencer. I love makeup, and I love makeup brushes. And these are so good. Like, y'all know, or at least if you've watched me forever, you have never seen me do a full-on dedicated video to makeup brushes, because makeup brushes are makeup brushes. I own literally from Wayne Goss, Artiste, Real Techniques, It Cosmetics, Sigma, Morphe, Luxie, Kaleidos. I mean, like, I own brushes from the cheapest of cheap to the most expensive, and these are probably some of my favorite brushes, and that's saying a lot. And I've never done a dedicated brush video before because, you know, a brush is a tool. You know, I could care less, and I love these that much. And I'll tell you, Brit Clarke's code is Britches10, BRITCHES 10, and I think Kate the Great's code is Kate10, CATE 10. So, but make sure, double check, use their code. It's their bundles, let them earn the money off of it. But yeah, no, again, I cannot speak highly enough of these brushes. 10 out of 10, absolutely amazing. And I'm literally going to stop, when I stop shooting this video, go on and order Kate's bundle, and definitely at least another one of the 204, but I want to look and see about getting like a bronzer brush and stuff. So we're going to be adding to our BK Beauty collection. So if you like this video, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button right down below. And if you hit the notification bell icon next to it, that will notify you when I post new videos, which is typically Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. But with all the new products that have come out, I have been posting a whole lot more. But I guess that's it. Check me out on all my social media, Facebook, Snapchat, Twitter, Instagram. But we'll see y'all later. Bye.